Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Gen E podcast, The Value of Mentorship, imparting experience and co creating the future. Mentorship. There's a quote I like it very much on my fellow Italian Galileo Galilei, who said many centuries ago, you cannot teach a person anything. You can only help him discover it within himself. Well, we teach few things that few people, just 6 million this year at JA across Europe, my dear Galileo. But you are right on your second part of the sentence. You can help him or her discover it within himself. And this is probably the value of having a mentor helping you in this discovery path. I'm here today with a great partner of JA and of Gen E Novartis. I'm so glad to have Hasib Hamad, the president of Europe Innovation Medicine at Novartis. Hello, Hasib. Welcome.
Hi, great to be here.
And I'm here too with the team who was all over the places over the past few months from JA. The team diligence from JA Cyprus, Liran Alexandron and Michalis. Hello to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
And obviously, we're doing so many things in partnership with Novartis in Cyprus when it comes to digital and when it comes to health. Because we have a great leader there, Antigone Komodiki, the CEO of J Cyprus. Hello, Antigone.
Hey, nice to see you all, and I'm looking forward to it.
So, before we explore and deep dive into this podcast, you have to do three things. The first one is like our podcast. The second one is share our podcast. And the third one is comment on our podcast. You'll find it everywhere. You'll find it on Spotify, you'll find it on Apple, you'll find it on YouTube. We are there to spread the word on the importance of mentorship. Let's go deep dive into the mentorship. Asib, first of all, give me a very quick overview of your background and how mentoring experience shaped your journey. How do you define mentorship?
Yeah, I think many of us are shaped really by, our background going back actually into childhood. So I come from quite a diverse background. I was born and brought up in the northwest of England in a city called Liverpool, which is a real melting pot of a city. Lots of diverse cultures. I was the son of immigrants. I was brought up and I am a Muslim, but my parents sent me to a Jewish school. And I mention all of this because growing up, I was always searching for a sense of identity, maybe purpose. And I think when you grow up in that kind of environment, as I did, what I was looking for was mentorship. And I grew up around people. I was always seeking out, whether it be from a teacher, a sports coach, maybe a friend's parents who came from a different background. I was usually looking for kind of guidance, diverse perspectives, and that's what I've taken into my career. I've been 20 years in the pharmaceutical industry. And whilst I think we all we all have to take credit for whatever we achieve in life, I have to give a lot of credit to the mentors that supported me through my career.
Amazing story. Amazing story. It comes really from the motivation. I can definitely tell. Motivation and inspirations that we have in our young people. And this is why this year the Novartis Digital Health Innovation Award went to the team Diligence in Cyprus. So, but what was their idea? What was this winning idea? Everybody is liking, sharing, and commenting. Who of you wants to start?
I will start if you don't mind. So, Diligence is a company that was founded by 5 members. Here you see 3 of them. And it comprises 4 different disciplinaries. This diversity in knowledge and expertise was of great value when we created our idea, which was now established a year ago. Our idea came about with a presenting problem, which was cancer. And we wanted to understand in which way we could contribute to something within this field. Therefore, we have created Diligence, which is an AI-powered tool that assists histopathologists during the identification of cancerous tissue during tissue analysis. It directs the histopathologist to the areas of expected cancerous presence and gives a proposed diagnosis. This idea came about through the understanding that tissue analysis is fully reliable on the histopathologist's knowledge and expertise. Therefore, for example, for rarer types of cancers, they may remain undetected by the histopathologists. Yes. So, hence, our aim was to improve the accuracy of cancer diagnosis by aiding the histopathologists and thus improving the patient's outcomes.
Only JA entrepreneurs can make a fantastic pitch of their company, even from a car. Amazing over there. This is really innovative. Let me ask Alexandra Michalis, anything you wanted to add to that about your personal experience of getting the company going, Diligence going?
Hello. So from my side, it's been my first experience with in the medical world. So it has definitely been an experience, but it's very rewarding seeing the results.
What
Yes,
about you?
I agree with Michalis and Leran.
Amazing. So, someone has collected those ideas. There is an educational part behind all of that. There is the innovation, but there is also an educational part. And from the educational organization perspective, Antigone, how do you train the Europe best digital health innovators in Cyprus? Huh? How did you make this happen, Antigone? What's your secret?
It's true that when you want to bring change, there is one good practice. There are many good practices, but there is one that is very good. And that practice is commonly used in different aspects of education, but it's working. It's called collaboration. This is how we train our students here in JA Cyprus, and specifically for this wonderful initiative, we collaborated with different kind of innovative organizations like health, research organizations, tech companies, universities, accelerators, and of course, Novartis, who supported the program financially. These different perspectives were of great value for the program. So the thing is to search and find those people and companies who believe in the same vision, who really want to see that things are moving forward, and in the end, how they improve people's lives. These organizations supported the students that you can see here with their expertise, lectures, workshops, etc., and of course with mentoring, which is the topic of our today's podcast. Mentoring is valuable, especially when it comes to develop ideas. It sets the limitations, but also the opportunities. If you have good partners, I think you have it all to have these great results.
The collaboration of different organizations. So we're really creating an ecosystem here. It's not a one-off intervention. Different stakeholders united for the same objective. So, and what is the role of mentorship? How does mentorship play in this ecosystem of a multi-stakeholder economy? What kind of power mentorship it has, Asib?
I think it's hugely powerful because when you need to solve really complex challenges, quite often you find really complex problems require an ecosystem approach. So you'll have different people who have different parts of the solution. So you'll have policymakers, maybe technology providers, academics, clinicians, and they all have a part of the insight into what the solution might be. And it's just really powerful. I mean, the word that was just used there, collaborate. We have to ruthlessly collaborate by bringing people together with different parts of the solution. That's where the magic really happens.
And health, SIB is a very crucial sector nowadays. I mean, we saw it. We're getting out of a pandemic. If we look at Europe, also it's an aging population, so we do need to maintain the quality, but we also need to look at a good level of innovation out there in such as a crucial sector. So, what kind of membership is needed by companies like Diligence, for instance, to improve the reach and maintain that good quality? They are at the start of their entrepreneurial journey.
I think one of the most valuable things companies like Diligence can benefit from companies like Novartis or similar companies is one of our core competencies is not just researching and developing new technologies, but it's really having the competence to bring it to patients at scale. So how do you get these technologies into the hands of patients? One of the big challenges in healthcare is you can have the greatest technology, but there are often significant non-clinical barriers that prevent the adoption of new technology. So for a company like ours, we have a forensic understanding almost, whether it be in Cyprus, whether it be in Germany, across 57 countries in Europe, we have a really good understanding of all the various drivers, barriers, and potential pitfalls that could prevent a great technology being adopted. So really at that end of the value chain, there's a lot that we can offer entrepreneurs and new companies like Diligence.
We are so glad to have companies at the scale and the innovations of Novartis partnering in the benefit and supporting the young generation of Europeans like Diligence, because it's a way of building up on their creativity, on their inspiration, with tools, with system, with support that is needed to test and grow. So, Diligence, you told us, Liran, about what you do, but I haven't heard about why you did it. So, how did it spark this idea? How it generated this mini company? And also, what are also the challenges that you've been facing in this journey so far?
Okay, so the data show that in the USA there are over 1.1 million biopsy specimens annually, all of which must be interpreted by a pathologist. So histopathology requires time-consuming methods of sectioning and staining tissue samples. Results are available after a considerable waiting times, usually in days. So also with the pathologist shortages, this results in delay cancer diagnosis and diagnostic error. So we see as an opportunity that we need some new methods for assisting histopathologists in order to accelerating the diagnosis. And for the second part, so for our biggest challenge was the collection of the data that we use in our AI model. At the beginning, we tried to contact with histopathologists in Cyprus and ask them to share with us some histopathological images. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to collaborate with any histopathologist, and therefore we focus on open source images online. One second challenge that we have to face was the annotation of the data sets to understand the image and mark which area were cancerous or not. And this was important as the information we fed to our model with will be the determinant of the accuracy and the reliability of our diagnosis. And thirdly, time was an issue because time it was challenge for us to build this mini company with MVP product in 5 months while we had our classes at the university. But the important thing is to believe in our idea and in our team. So each member of our team can push others and manage through the teamwork to finish the MVP product. So I think a very important reason for our success was our perseverance and our will as a team. Thank you.
Perseverance and willingness as a team. And I know that in JA Cyprus we have a great team led by Antigone. But Antigone, tell me a little bit more about how you connect the youth in schools with the world of work, with and in the digital and healthcare sector, and also what they're struggling to do. So.
Everything that we do in JA Cyprus, we help young people to better explore their talents and their skills, to become better and flourish. We believe in the value of experiential learning, and this is what we struggle to implement into the universities and schools. We try to convince the teachers that these methods of teaching are of great value for the students alone and for the students as a team. So we believe in the power of practice. For us, theory is complementary to practice, and you learn theory as you practice and not the opposite as it is usual in schools and universities. So how we bring universities to real life and how we bring students to experience is by convincing the teachers that this is of great value, and then open our doors for experiential learning, which is one of the greatest aspects that JA Worldwide and JA Europe we have in our programs.
Amazing, Antigone. Asip, you heard about JA. So here, JA and Novartis are really creator of the next generation of innovators across. Actually, we should be proud of the collaboration. What does it mean, no, this collaboration for you in this co-creation process as a large company, no? To also, how are we valuing the next level of mentorship and collaboration between the corporate, the startup, and an organization like JA?
Yeah, maybe I'll go back to something I said before. I mean, Antigone, rather, she made the point before around collaboration. We realize as an industry, I think society in many different aspects, what got us here won't get us there. What's got us to be successful up until now isn't going to work going forward. And we really are looking for diverse perspectives, which is why we really embrace the opportunity to work with young startups, companies like Diligence, not just on a professional level, but also on a personal level. For our leaders to have the opportunity to work with young colleagues like we see here in this podcast, it serves as a form of reverse mentorship and prevents us from being dinosaurs as individual leaders, but also, obviously prevents us and makes sure that we're going to be successful as a company going forward.
Amazing. And you know that Novartis is on the board of JA, so it's a very strategic alignment between JA and Novartis across Europe at the very highest level, that then falls down in the implementation of excellent programs like the one on the Digital Health Award this year, won by let me think about it. Oh, Diligence, indeed, they did win that award. So what is your next step, Diligence? Well, we know Liran is probably going to drive her car because she's parked out there, but what is the next level for the company? Where are you going to go for your business?
So first of all, like Alexandros already said, our biggest challenge is establishing our image dataset, which is the main resource in creating our software. So the most important task right now is finding histopathologists to collaborate with that can provide us with biopsy image to expand our dataset. This will allow us to improve the accuracy of our predictive model, and also, provided that we get the appropriate data, of course, expand our tool to also support other cancer types. These histopathologists can also test our software and guide us towards improving it, because only they know exactly what they need. Moreover, we will continue developing other aspects and features of our software. For example, we plan on adding the ability to add custom annotations and comments on the images, and in general, improve the interface so it is more user-friendly and ready for use.
Thank you so much. Well, I'm sure you will succeed on this next steps. But Antigone, we need to get more of those young people into the programs. We need to be able to give them more and more opportunities related to entrepreneurship and digital innovation at schools. How will we do that?
The one thing that it is for certain is that everything is changing. We live in the most rapid change in history. So I believe that students should be prepared for this. They should have more experiential learning, project-based learning, challenge-based learning, which was the methodologies that we used for the program that we implemented in Cyprus. And of course, all this to be assisted by technology and digital tools. We need technology, we need more digitalization to all the aspects of what we are doing in our everyday life and also in healthcare. Of course, we need more inspiration, we need more teamwork. We also need an opening to the wider society, which it was exactly what we did. We brought together all these different stakeholders to support the kids, the students, to promote their idea. So this is the reality we live in, and this is how we should operate. So I think it's time to reconsider the curriculum. If this was part of the official curriculum of universities or schools, the students wouldn't struggle to succeed because they need much more time to do this as an extracurricular activity. If it was implemented during their full-time university hours, that would be easier. I believe maybe the students could say something on this, but I know how they struggled to be able to deliver on time.
A lot of changes Antigone is asking here, changing in the educational system, changing in educational curricula, changing in the way, also not only the content, but also the delivery of experiential and experiences is done to the young people. Yes, you were pretty busy over there at Diligence doing your degree and at the same time building your startup, but those are the JA people. Those are the JA youth who are shaping Europe. Change. Nothing is permanent but change. Heraclitus, Greek philosopher, used to tell us many, many years ago. And we are changing the ecosystem together with Novartis ASIB. Why don't we tell the audience about the EU Unite movement with Pact to Act, and why are we creating this coalition to boost the next generation of innovators in health? What are your messages there about the EU Unite and the Pact to Act?
Yeah, thank you. I think now more than ever we understand the need for really agile healthcare systems, because the reality is what we have today isn't fit for the future. Business as usual is not an option. Increasingly, I'm finding myself within business using this phrase "business unusual." We are finding ourselves in unusual circumstances, having to solve some really complex problems. If you look at our industry, you look at the COVID pandemic itself, it required collaboration, it required bringing diverse perspectives to the table, it required policymakers, care providers, payers, private sector, academia, advocacy groups, civil society, researchers. It required all these people to come together, and involving these kind of diverse stakeholders. That's what's going to guarantee that innovations, new technologies can have a huge impact on healthcare. Will be both accessible, but they'll get into the hands of patients. It's for that reason we're working with EU Unite and Pact to Act to say, how can we get a coalition of the willing together to work on this in a much more systematic kind of way, where we can share different perspectives and as peers as well, mentor each other as we work through specific programs.
Mentor each other even as peers. Very powerful message. And this just builds a lot of trust among different stakeholders from the private sector, the public sector, the civil society, and definitely with the next generation of European. Ah, Galileo, Galileo, my dear Galileo. Yes, are you really sure you cannot teach a person anything? Well, I think here we had few tips here, questioned that, but yes, we're convinced that you can help him or her discover within himself or herself. It has been a great pleasure having all of you. Asib, thank you so much. Team Diligent, Antigone, don't forget to do the three things: aware, like, share, and comment, and follow Salvatore Nigro Official on Instagram. Thank you, everyone. See you at the next Gen E episode.